What's up, brand builders? Stephen Hurahan here at BrandMasterAcademy.com, and in this video you're going to learn 6 income streams for brand strategists so you can stop selling your labor for hire and increase your revenue with multiple income streams. Now, if you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you're new to the channel and you want actionable brand strategy tips and techniques to take into your own business, well then click on the subscribe button and the notification bell and you will be well on your way. Now, if you have branding skills, then building a branding business sounds easy on paper, but in reality, it's not that easy. There's quite a few steps to building an actual business, and you really only come across these individual steps with challenges, and you have to overcome them one at a time. And that's certainly my journey. That's the journey that I went through within my business. I started off selling my services as labor for hire. I came across multiple challenges. Over time, I overcame those challenges and I started to grow an actual branding business. Now, one of the first challenges that I had to overcome was the fact that I was jumping from project to project and essentially selling my skills for hire. So if I wasn't working on a project, I wasn't getting paid. And there were times where I wasn't working on projects at all. No income was coming in. So I learned with time and experience that there's more than one way to skin a cat, and there's more than one income stream for branding specialists. So that's what I want to run through in this video. I want to run through 6 income streams for brand strategists that you can take into your own business. Income stream number 1 is strategy. Now, this was the first big epiphany that I had. As a freelance designer, I was doing a lot of creative thinking for my clients and I wasn't really getting paid for it. And the more I dug into what strategy was, the more I realized that there were agencies and strategist freelancers out there charging for that thinking. They were separating their thinking from their execution services and charging separately for that thinking. So that's what I realized that I needed to do. I needed to develop a system that I could build brand strategies, and then I needed to start charging for those strategies. So that is the first income stream. Separate your thinking from your execution services and charge separately for that thinking. Income stream number 2 is execution services. Now, most brand specialists, they cut their teeth in this space, and this is essentially where freelancers come in and they start selling their skills for hire. So here I'm talking about logos, websites, brochures. Now, if you're selling these services as individual services without any sort of strategy attached to it, then essentially you're selling a commodity, because there are so many designers out there offering the same thing, and if you haven't differentiated your services from their services, then it's a battle of price, and the lowest price wins in that situation. So because you are providing strategy along with that, you are differentiating your execution services. So it's not the same. They're not comparing apples with apples, and they know that they're getting a lot more from you because there is that strategy involved. Now, when it comes to execution services, you also have marketing execution as well. Now, you may or may not provide marketing strategy for your clients within your brand strategy. You may just provide the strategy of expression and that brand strategy expression. But if you do provide a marketing strategy within your services, well then that strategy needs to be executed, whether that's Facebook ads, Google AdWords, SEO, whatever the execution is needed to implement that strategy, then you can be paid for that execution as well, whether you take that on yourself or you use a third-party service. Income stream number 3, training or coaching. Now, when you sell brand strategy services, often there's an element of education involved. And the reason for this is that there's a lot of misinformation out there and a lot of misunderstanding out there as to what real branding is. So you find yourself, when you're speaking with your clients, educating them along the way as to why they need a brand strategy and what the value is within brand strategy. Now, you can include this education as part of your overall services and part of your processes, but you can also be paid separately for it as well. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. First of all, you can separate this education and coaching and sell it as a separate service. So you might include 6 one-hour sessions teaching your clients about brand management and how to manage their brand ongoing and the value of that brand strategy. Or you can include this within your brand development processes. So you could include within the quote that you offer them 4 one-hour strategy sessions where, again, you teach them about the value of brand strategy and you teach them how to manage that brand. But essentially, the more time you take with your client to educate them on the value of brand strategy and how to manage their brand ongoing, the more you indoctrinate them into your own philosophy. So that's another way that you can get paid for your brand strategy services, and it's also a way that you can gain more trust and really develop that relationship with your client as well. Income stream number 4, consulting. Now, when you develop a brand for a client, there'll be a moment in time where you need to hand the brand over to that client. You need to hand the reins over so they can take the brand on and manage it for themselves. And that handover phase can be quite daunting for a business owner. Now, if the business is a bit bigger, you might have a brand manager or a marketing manager there to take that off you. But if it's a one-man band or if it's quite a small business, then you might find that the business owner is nervous about taking this on. They're nervous about taking the brand on themselves and managing it themselves. And you can come in there with an offer to consult to them on an ongoing basis. Now, this can be once a week, it can be once a month, but essentially you're going to set some time aside and you're going to sit down with that business owner and help them with the management of their brand. So you're going to discuss what they're doing with their brand at the moment, how progress is going, how the plan is going. And essentially you're going to be guiding them and holding their hand on the management of their brand. And for that, they're going to pay you for your consulting services. So if you've taken the time to indoctrinate them, if you've taken the time to really educate them on what brand strategy is, then you're going to have earned that trust already. And they will trust that you will be able to manage their brand and help them along the way. So it really does help if you've gone through that indoctrination phase in order to be able to then provide that consulting ongoing for your client. Income stream number 5, digital products. So here I'm talking about templates and tools that you can provide your client with to help them manage their brand ongoing. So for example, maybe you could provide them with interactive PDFs or PowerPoint presentations, or maybe a customized list of social media post ideas with their first 5 social media posts and the graphics included with it. Whatever your digital products are, these essentially are tools that will help them manage their brand ongoing. Now, you want to keep this out of your initial proposal because this is not the problem that they're initially trying to solve. And if you put that in there, it will inflate the overall quote and it won't do you any good. With these products, you're upselling these later on. So this is after you've handed over the brand to them, and these are tools that will help them to manage that brand ongoing. Now, there's a few benefits here to selling digital products separately. Obviously, if you put them in front of your client with the initial proposal, then it just seems like it's part of that overall package and you will seem quite expensive. But if you pull them out and you offer these after the handover, then it's going to seem like you're there to help. You're not just handing over that brand and running away. You really want to follow up with your client to help them to manage that brand, to really take an interest in the management of that brand, to make them feel like they're not alone and you're there to guide them and help them along the way. And obviously in selling digital products, after you've handed over from the initial product, you're generating more revenue for your business. So there's multiple benefits there. Really generating that extra revenue for your business is great, but then developing and nurturing that ongoing relationship with your clients so you can continue to serve them and continue to help them and guide them along the way. And income stream number 6, a retainer. So here your client is going to pay you on a fixed rate basis. So maybe this is weekly, maybe this is monthly. And for that amount, you're going to provide them with services. Now, these services can be anything got to do with the ongoing management of that brand, any kind of execution services, whether that's providing graphics for social media, doing copywriting or messaging or providing ads, whatever it might be to help the management of that brand ongoing is the reason that a client would pay you for a retainer. Because look, at the end of the day, managing a business, managing the operations of a business and managing a brand are completely separate. You can't just manage a brand on half an hour a day. You really need to spend some time to manage that brand. And if they don't have those skills in-house, whether those are graphics skills or copywriting skills, then they're going to need to outsource that work. So because you've indoctrinated them into your philosophy, because you've earned that trust. If you put an offer in front of them that you can continue to work for them on an ongoing basis for this fixed rate retainer, well then they will be happy that they have that option there. Now look, being a freelance designer and building a branding business are two completely separate things. They're completely different, and I know this because I was a freelance designer for quite a while. I was a freelance designer for multiple years, and it wasn't until I realized that I needed to look outside this labor for hire model and look at other income streams to build my business did I realize that building a branding business was completely separate. So you need to shift your mentality here. You need to get out of that labor for hire mentality and selling your time for dollars, and to really think about what you're doing as a business. And if you want to build that branding business, you need more than a single income stream. So look at these multiple income streams that you can use to take into your own business and start to introduce them one by one. You don't need to introduce them all at once, but just start with introducing one income stream at a time, and then over time you can become better at delivering that income stream, and then all of a sudden you'll have 5, 6, 7 income streams within your business, and that's when you really start to grow. But I'd like to hear from you about your experience when it comes to building your business and how many income streams you have. Are you still within that model of selling your time for dollars, jumping from project to project like I used to be doing, or are you looking at other ways to introduce different income streams? If you've got any challenges at all in relation to generating more income streams within your business, let me know in the comments below. If you've got other ideas about income streams that other brand strategists can use within their business, let me know in the comments below as well. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as well. It'll let you know when I've got new videos coming out. And if you want more tips and techniques like this that you can take into your own business, head on over to BrandMasterAcademy.com and sign up for the list. It's free, and I'll drop those tips and techniques right into your inbox, and I do keep some exclusive tips for my list. But again, let me know in the comments below, what are your challenges when it comes to your income streams? If you've got any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer all of those questions. Until next time, brand like a master, and I will see you in the next video.